thinking it's a sign that the freckles in our eyes are mirror images, and when we kiss they're perfectly aligned. I have to speculate that God himself did make us into corresponding shapes, like puzzle pieces from the clay. True, it may seem like a stretch, and it's thoughts like this that catch my troubled head when you're away, and I am missing you to death. When you were out there on the road for several weeks of shows, and when you scan the radio, I hope this song will guide you. They will see us waving from such great heights. Come down now, they'll say. But everything looks perfect from far away. Come down now, but we'll stay. Tried my best to leave this all on your machine, but the persistent beat, it sounded thin upon a listening that frankly will not fly. You will hear the shrillest highs and lowest lows with the windows down, and this is guiding you home. They will see us waving from such great heights. Come down now, they'll say. But everything looks perfect from far away. Come down now, but we'll stay. Hey, that was Such Great Heights by the Postal Service and covered by Iron and Wine. My name is Gravity Goo for Not Safe for Work Runeterra. Hello, humans. We, of course, have our black coffee, and we are going to shrink down to a human size as we enable Legends of Runeterra. Today we're going to be doing some Demacia Targon stuff, because that's a deck I like, and it's not very represented in the meta at the moment, but I really enjoy it, so we're going to play it. I like it because it feels like it has answers to everything. It certainly has some awkward draws, which, because of my aforementioned bad luck, I'm probably going to showcase here by drawing all 5-drops. But when I don't draw all 5 drops, it's pretty good. Technical difficulty here, we're updating, so I'm going to pause and restart in a moment. Alright, we're back. So this is the list we're currently piloting, and my only concern is that it's very, very deep on 5-drops. I feel like the star shaping is necessary healing to a degree, unfortunately, and that's probably the card I would remove. Like, if burn is less prevalent, maybe we can get along with just Radiant Guardian, and you know, all of our various concerted strikes and combats allow us to usually activate Radiant Guardian more than once before it's dealt with. So if we do end up feeling like we're too gummed up on 5-drops, which again, 11 5-drops is pretty bumpy, we could cut the star shapings and maybe add the 3rd Grizzled Ranger and, I don't know, another Hush or the 3rd Brightsteel Paladin. I don't hate the idea of a 2nd Hush. It primarily deals with the Endor type decks, but there's also certainly utility against other effects. Particularly, it can be nice against Swain when you don't have a blocker and you just need to turn it into a 3-6 or a 4-7 for a turn and not have it wipe your board. So this is a super creature heavy deck. There can also be awkward draws where you just draw all creatures and you have like pretty minimal interaction. You're kind of hoping that your priestess and your star shaping and your Rahvan allow you to have some spells. Of course, we have Sunburst, One Hush, and potential meteors or additional sunbursts as things that can deal with Endure. We have some decently powerful early creatures that can allow us to not just completely get clobbered to early aggression, such as Scouts. And we have, a very diverse package in our Priestess and our Daylight Boy here, and Star Shaping, to allow us to find some potential answers a la carte. And of course, we have the top end of Aurelian Soul. Now, I've been considering cutting this entirely because often the games you lose are the games where you have too much stuff stuck in hand. But at the moment, I just cut one down because it is still very powerful when it can resolve. And because this deck is pretty beefy, it's often leveling up the turn it resolves. So there you go, let's give it a shot.
Take your marks. Set.
Okay, so this is a burn deck. It's basically evil scouts. I do damage early. I screw you with Pale Cascade. And then they finish you with Doom Beast. For big fearsome boys. You're pretty much always just mulliganing to try to find a 1 or a 2. The games where you can't find anything to do early are the games you lose. Pretty reliably, too. I forgot to mention that Leona can occasionally stop Endure from beating you by just stunning them on the turn they come down. So that is a relevant counterplay to hold Leona if you think they're an Endure deck. This is going to be the 2-1 make a pedal thing. In which case we can just jam this.
Bless the faithful and fear the heretics. Raise your weapon, Sunward.
It's usually the 2-1.
Follow the horizon. No mercy.
We'll do this
heretics.
here. They're both Pale Cascade decks. So you don't know how trades are going to go in the future, but...
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
Sure. It does give our priestess something we can block out. They can, of course, cascade us. But that would be a pretty good trade for us, I think.
We were peaceful once.
They have the 4-1 fearsome dude too, so I think Meteor Shower is actually pretty good here.
Daylight warms the
Being able to potentially get like a Nocturne or a Diana in one of their
Find your own light within
one of their additional units is
Your
pretty good.
light is a lie. I will be heard.
I think that's what we're probably going to do in this turn, and I'm just going to open with it because if they have Pale Cascade, I suppose they can use it anyway, but
Listen.
so next turn we're probably
Find your
just
own light within the darkness.
we're
Yours
probably
the light
just
I cherish.
dropping
Means
Leona. So we are going to get absolutely slammed next turn, though. We're going to have a lot of ephemeral things to throw at us.
Gems are superb. Bad for the teeth, though.
Solari Faith is the burning light of the sun. Lunari faith is the sharp gleam of light in darkness. All beauty is
Is he
transient.
gonna peddle something else so that this doesn't get stunned? Or Pale Cascade, rather. Seems like a waste of his only 2 mana. We can single combat in response. I think we want to kill this before it gets big, but then we would give him enough gems that he may be able to... Oh no, because that would be stunned out. Yeah, I think this is the call. I don't think I want to give him a chance to grow here.
Sunlight glass.
Sure.
Lunari, rise!
Face my shield.
So we could swing and then play Radiant Guardian. But I like looking for another meteor.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren. To shine like the sun, you must burn like it!
Night flowers upon the blade.
The promise of a new moon upon you, Bloom
So-
Tender.
He only has 3 cards that aren't garbage. He did play a chump blocker, so maybe that idea is bad.
Got your back!
Diana is going to get to eat something from us next turn, unfortunately.
Embrace the dark.
Wow.
Even a full moon has a dark. The moon is our queen. The night, her kingdom!
Okay. So he's got 3 of his champs that he's activated, which is pretty lucky for our opponent, pretty unlucky for us.
Unwavering strength!
I guess all this does is kill this.
You cannot hold us down. We will be free.
We're really hoping he casts something first here, and then we can meteor. The question is really, what are we supposed to meteor? If he goes straight to open attack, we're probably just casting Radiant Guardian.
My shield is
Wow.
yours!
So now we're going to go 4-1. You'd have to have multiple pails to save this. We do need to start thinking about a way to activate our Radiant, because we are getting low on hit points. But they're pretty much out of resources at this point. Excuse me? What the fuck? Okay, did everyone see that? Did everyone see 4 hit this and 1 hit this and the barrier's still there? Okay, gonna have to submit this one to Riot. If we lose this one, I guess I know how. This still appears to have a barrier visually, and I don't know if it actually does, but if it does, then we just lost to a glitch.
The steel is yours!
No more hiding.
maybe it's just on our screen that it appears to have that.
Believe or burn.
No, I want to save this to throw away for Radiant Guardian. Oh yeah, this is some kind of visual bug.
Clad in shining sunlight. Sunlight lines.
Okay.
Night flowers upon my blade.
So, I think we're swinging the team because we're okay sacrificing Leona to get our Radiant Guardian out there. We could also Genevieve eat this and this. That's probably better, isn't it?
With me.
He's out of everything. Now we just get to chew this up and chew this up. Yep. His hand is basically empty.
Soul Invictus.
That went pretty well. Alright, let's try again. Honestly, I'd rather face anything other than the Endure deck. This deck just irritates the crap out of me. I think we have kind of a bad matchup against Swain too, just because Sunburst doesn't kill him and doesn't kill Leviathan, and we really just need to like luck into Comets or we're effed. 4 spells, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, that's much better. That's a real hand.
Bless the faithful and fear the heretics.
So if they have Warning Shot Pirate here. Shell Shock.
Devotion to battle.
That's not standard. Interesting. We are, of course, blocking almost anything in this case because we're trying to have a roasting sentry. What the fuck?
My faith protects me.
This build is weird as hell. Okay, not gonna swing. It's very, very weird.
Unyielding light.
What's up with all these 2-1s?
Devotion through battle.
We probably should have thrown the 3-1 away as well. Because it's just vulnerable to Parlay or another Make It Rain. Oh, there's not a card we wanted to see yet. Depending on the size of the thing he plays.
Bombardiers! To the sky! I told you, I can't actually fly.
Daylight breaks on the battlefield. I am the bulwark against darkness.
It's a pretty unusual build so far. It's normally pirates and black market merchants.
The sun's
I don't know why he's running Ever-Roasting Sentry and Shell Shocker. We got unlucky. Which, you know, of course. we had the mana there, I would have thrown it at him.
Slow down, will you?
Sure.
Safety will cost you.
I suppose.
Really? Okay. He's got a lot more cards in hand than us, which is a bit worrying. Continuing to activate every turn.
Here we go.
Burn away, doubt.
We do not currently have a good answer for either of those champions.
Trespassers.
If we have time, of course, we can heal this. Genevieve for follow-up turn seems pretty good.
Bow to no one.
That's exceptionally bad. We have absolutely no counterplay for that. So this is currently leveled, so we can heal it and it'll survive. That was the worst possible thing that could happen. That sucks. Yeah, that was the worst possible thing that could happen.
Through the coral!
If you behold. Well, all of these are shitty. All of these are shitty. I kind of like the idea of just getting too big for him, but we're gonna have to wait until we get Soul online. This way he doesn't get a trigger this turn. I think it's worth it. Fuck. Well, that's game. He had absolutely everything he needed.
My strength is yours.
Had absolutely everything he needed at every turn. Yep. Now he's gonna warning shot us as soon as we try to use Genevieve.
Their pride will cost them.
So unlucky, dude. This is not a match we should be losing this hard, but when your opponent has literal everything all the time. Yep. Can we get on with it? Can we get on with it, please? Good, very good. Still a single combat from me, too. Well, that was fucking miserable. I wish I could lose to misplays. Not people just being luckier than me. It would be great if I could actually just, you know, suck. Instead of the specter of failure illuminating my every waking moment. Thank you, Horns of Failure. Cool. I get to get fucked again. Not in the fun, spanky way either. Okay. Not great, could be worse.
Raise your weapon, Sunwing.
Gonna have the more traditional pirate response here. Or not.
Lucky you.
Oh.
I'm the last thing you'll see.
Different pirate.
Devotion to battle.
Open wide, sugar. Got me.
If he wants to make it rain for his activation, he's welcome to.
Bless the faithful and fear the heretics. Store the rations, shackle the prisoners.
Got your back.
Huh.
Follow the horizon. You picked the losing side.
So we have a stun here. He doesn't really have a lot of aggressive things he can play here. It's usually going to be the Yordi.
Up there in the mountains.
Here. Okay. So that probably fetches Gangplank. Well, Gangplank or Senge, I guess. So we know he has one of his champions in hand. This is all we got to do here.
Dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across the mountain.
This will level Leona. We did high roll that time.
Daylight everlasting. Solari control all the Hawan.
Behold the divine power of the sun!
This could be the Gangplank turn.
Safety will come.
Yordi, okay.
Protect
So
and strike. Answer to me.
okay.
Coming high.
Press on.
Heed my word.
I'll shoot the wings off a bilge wasp.
Crack shot Corsair. People playing weird stuff in this deck. This is probably a single combat Hell Cascade turn.
Carved from the savage code.
Not necessarily in that order. Because this is burst. Yeah, there's no way to make it work the way I want, right? Yeah, there's no way to make it work the way I want. Unfortunately. I actually should have waited. That was incorrect. Now he gets to kill Leona for free. That was a big stupid punt. Sure. Yeah, that was a big punt.
Huh?
I've got us covered.
So we have Genevieve clean up their board a little. A little. Assuming they don't have another Sejuani here. Which is a big assumption.
Clad in shining sunlight. Hold nothing back.
Get yours. Yeah, you don't want to cross me.
These woods belong to us.
Yep. Things are officially scary. This is probably Bright Steel onto Genevieve and second Genevieve. gains the initial swing, takes the shield, and wipes my board. Yeah, this game's over. Wow, we can't beat this deck. This is a super bad matchup. This is just an incredibly bad
Your
matchup.
conquest ends here. No closer.
I had no idea that this was my worst matchup. I mean, maybe we're just drawing bad, but it feels like we just don't have a chance. They activate every turn. They never run out of cards because he already gives them both a card and their warning shot activation. And while we have answers, they all rely on our board to not be stymied, and they're really good at holding our board down with kegs and make it rain. Well, this was our potentially good matchup. Yeesh. Not having such good runs lately, folks. What can we do? What can we do better? What can we do to fix it? Can we become Wiccans? Can we find a blood ritual that would appropriately purge us of our bad luck?
Raise your weapon, Sunway.
My faith protects me.
Can we capture someone who's very lucky? like a living four-leaf clover? Huh.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
Now, if you were wondering, they're the beatdown in this matchup. It's not really up to us to put aggression on them. It's up to them to kill us before we get out of control. So I'm not going to attack you into a pail here. Okay, so we're hoping they play something we can stun. Play some ephemeral, like 4-power thing. That'd be great for us. Wow. That works.
I do not believe it. Sunlight blinds.
Devotion to battle.
Sure. So we could sunburst this, which would level our Leona, or we could use this and a single combat, which I think is just more efficient.
Got your back.
That's going to be pretty frustrating if he uses that shield this turn. That's fine. Not great.
Night flowers upon the blade.
Not a great play for us, though we do have some card advantage in hand.
Temperamental as moonlight.
I need more coffee. I need more coffee, folks.
The Solari will not suffer heretics or their lives. The
Okay.
Solari blind heretics resplendent, but they could not break
A lot of talking happening. So I think we gotta nuke this from orbit because otherwise, bad things. Very bad things. Like giving it barrier.
Behold the divine power of the sun! Return to the sky.
Okay, so we got 2 champs. Could have another Diana. The trickster. Alright. That's fair. Wow.
Hate your feelings.
Believe
Okay.
or burn. Try to leave a dent.
We could stun the trickster, but we're not really attacking with this anyway. We could save the stun for their turn, if we even think this is going to live, which is a pretty big if. I'm pretty skeptical that this is going to live. I'm going to burn it now.
Faithful and seer the heretics.
I don't think this is going to live for this
Bask in
turn.
the light's radiance.
And this allows us to hold up Concerted Strike.
My shield is yours.
Sure. This seems to be a typical play pattern when we face this deck as the first time. They stall on their turn when they're behind, and then they just run out of cards. It's interesting. I don't really understand the purpose. Developing our board with Rangers, the Ranger better. I guess being able to block a fearsome thing profitably, essentially, because we just get another blocker. Probably the play here. Our attack is completely borked, so that doesn't matter. They could have horror for this. Sure.
Abomination.
This does mean we can probably get Concerted Strike off for profit here. Wow. Jeez.
It was my heart that led me here.
Just too good to be able to do, right?
Unseen, unheard.
Maybe we needed to take the elusive life-gaining dude. We can wipe both of these out next turn, though. That's a lot of stuff. All their things are fearsome now, which doesn't really matter much to us.
Is this what you seek?
You can't really block a lot of these things anyway.
Shut it.
He's out of cards, so we don't really have to worry about this going wrong. So we're just taking like 4? 1. Now we're taking 6. Sure. And then they're out of cards. And we get to kill both of their elusive creatures.
We are one and the same, sunchild.
No more of your lies, Lunari.
We're going to start by going for the 2-3 unless they pulled Pale. Okay. We wanted to play around Pale there. If you go for the 3-3 and they Pale, they kill it in the first exchange. So 2 and 2, beating the same deck twice, losing to the same deck twice. I don't know that there's anything we can do to improve our matchup against Sejuani Gangplank. I feel like it's just really draw dependent, as a lot of 50-50 matches are going to be. Star Shaping doesn't particularly do anything there. Sunburst is probably our best card. Concerted Strike can be good if we can get to the point where we establish a board, but we never were. Neither of these games did we draw our Radiant Guardians. I don't think any of the games today did we actually draw a Radiant Guardian, which is usually our best card in that matchup, because not only is it extremely hard to remove and blocks really well and is like a conduit for our combat tricks, but also it reduces the damage from Rex considerably by having toughness. Yeah, that's today's assessment. I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you have, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what decks you think I should be playing, what punts I made that are obvious to you and not me, other than the ones I mentioned. And if there's a song you'd like me to sing, if there's something you think that would be cool to hear that is not totally ridiculous, hey man, ask. Maybe I'll sing it. Thanks so much for hanging out. I know there's a lot of content out there, and it's cool that you decided to spend some of your precious time with me. I appreciate that. You are awesome. My name is Gravity Goof for Not Safe for Work Runeterra, and I will see you, boom, later. Thanks for hanging out.